Hey, Tim DeStasio here. Psychrometric Saturday coming at you again. We've been talking a lot about dew point. Of course, dew point is the temperature at which water starts falling out of the air in the form of condensation if we make that air temperature any cooler than that dew point. We've also been talking about building science and why condensation forms on windows, on the outside, on the inside. We've talked about winter and summer conditions. Today we're going to talk about vapor barriers. Back in the 80s and 90s, they started to really mandate these in the codes. And the purpose of a vapor barrier is to stop water vapor or humid air from getting from the outside where it's really humid to the inside where we don't want it to be humid. And so a vapor barrier is a material that stops that water vapor from getting past it. Now let's plot a couple of points on our psychrometric chart. It's a warm, humid day. It's 85-degree dry bulb, 70 degrees dew point. That's this red dot, 85 dry bulb, 70 degrees dew point. On the inside, that's our green dot, where 75-degree dry bulb, nice and cool, 55-degree dew point, nice and dry. And as you can see, there's a huge difference between the dew points on our psychrometric chart. Now, the laws of physics state that nature is trying to find balance. So when we have more moisture, that more moisture is going to try to go where there is less moisture. And that's why on a really humid day, it's such a challenge to keep a building dry, because that moisture wants to find balance. It wants to go where there is less moisture. And the job of a vapor barrier is to stop that transfer from happening. The materials that make up a vapor barrier stop that water vapor from getting past it. And that's why we want a vapor barrier typically on the outside of a wall in most climates. If the vapor barrier is not in place, let's say it's an older home before they started using vapor barriers, or maybe it's a home that wasn't built too well and there's all kinds of leaks and gaps in the seams of the vapor barrier, that water vapor is going to get inside the wall cavity. Once it gets there, a lot of damage can be done. And that's what we'll talk about in a future episode. So we're going to leave it off here. Thanks for watching Psychrometric Saturday.